Imagine sitting at a dinner table with the three smartest men in the world when it comes to living forever. And imagine on your left, you have Dr. Peter Attia. He's looking at the menu, and he's probably going to order the steak. He believes muscle is the currency of longevity, and you need high protein to keep your frame strong as you age. On your right, you have Dr. David Sinclair. He's shaking his head. He believes that eating meat constantly keeps your body in growth mode, which accelerates aging. He's ordering the salad. And sitting across from you is Dr. Walter Longo, the expert on fasting. He might tell you to skip dinner entirely. If you are just a normal person trying to stay healthy, this is incredibly confusing. It feels like a war is happening in the nutrition world. Who do you listen to? Do you eat to build the machine, or do you starve to preserve the cell? But here's the secret that nobody talks about. If you stop listening to the arguments about steak versus tofu, and you actually look at what is on their plates, you will notice something amazing. About 80% of their diet is exactly the same. I spent the last 2 weeks reading the books, listening to the podcasts, and analyzing the daily routines of these longevity experts. And I found the consensus. This video isn't about the controversial stuff. We aren't going to fight about keto or veganism. Instead, we are going to focus on the undeniable truths. I am going to walk you through the specific superfoods that Attia, Sinclair, and Longo all eat. The specific fuel that science proves can slow down your biological clock. And the 3 specific ingredients they treat like poison. Let's talk about first item in our grocery list, the liquid gold. If there is one food that is the undisputed king of the longevity castle, it is extra virgin olive oil. Dr. Peter Attia consumes liters of this stuff. Dr. Walter Longo's longevity diet is practically swimming in it. And Dr. Mark Hyman calls it medicine. Why? It's not just about healthy fats. It's about a specific compound called oleocanthal. Oleocanthal is a polyphenol found in high-quality olive oil that mimics the effects of ibuprofen. It is a potent anti-inflammatory. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire in your body that damages your arteries and your brain over decades. Olive oil puts that fire down, but there is a catch. You have to buy the right kind. A lot of the stuff on the shelf is cut with cheap vegetable oils or is already oxidized. The experts agree you should look for oil that comes in a dark bottle to protect it from light. And here is the sommelier test they recommend. Take a sip. If it tastes peppery and makes you cough a little bit, that's a good sign. That cough means the polyphenols are active and working. Aim for about a liter a month, pouring it over your food after you cook to preserve the nutrients. The binary weapon. Next, we have the vegetables that fight back. We are talking about the cruciferous family: broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and kale. Dr. Rhonda Patrick is famous for explaining the mechanism here, and almost every longevity expert includes these in their diet. The magic isn't just vitamins. It's a compound called sulforaphane. Here is the fascinating part. Plants don't want to be eaten, so they develop chemical defense systems. When you bite into a piece of raw broccoli, you are essentially breaking a chemical vial that mixes 2 compounds together to create sulforaphane. When you eat this, it triggers a mild stress response in your body, a concept called hormesis. Your body thinks it's under attack, so it activates a pathway called NRF2. Think of NRF2 as the air raid siren for your cells. It wakes up your body's antioxidant system. It doesn't just give you antioxidants, it teaches your body to make its own. There is a trick to eating them, though. Heat destroys the enzyme needed to make the magic compound. So if you cook your broccoli, Dr. Patrick suggests adding a little bit of raw mustard seed powder to it after cooking. The mustard seed adds the enzyme back in, giving you the full anti-aging benefit even if the veggies are steamed. The brain berries. If you look at Dr. David Sinclair's morning routine, you will often see yogurt with berries. If you look at the MIND diet, designed to prevent Alzheimer's, berries are the only fruit specifically recommended. Blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. The secret here is the color. That dark blue and purple pigment comes from anthocyanins. These compounds are incredible for blood flow, specifically to the brain. They help maintain the elasticity of your blood vessels. As we age, our blood vessels get stiff, like an old garden hose that cracks in the sun. Stiff vessels lead to high blood pressure and poor oxygen delivery to your organs. Anthocyanins help keep that hose flexible. The consensus protocol is roughly half a cup to a cup a day. A pro tip from the experts is to buy them frozen. Wild blueberries specifically often have higher antioxidant counts than the fresh cultivated ones, and freezing them locks in the nutrients immediately after picking. Next, the blue zone nut. Dr. Walter Longo is huge on nuts. In his research on the blue zones, those areas in the world where people live to be 100, he found that nut consumption was a massive common denominator. A famous study called the PREDIMED study showed that supplementing a diet with mixed nuts significantly reduced cardiovascular risk. It's the combination of healthy fats, fiber, and plant sterols. Nuts are a, quote, satiety tool. Dr. Attia talks a lot about energy balance. To live long, you cannot be obese. Visceral fat, the fat around your organs, is a factory for inflammation. Nuts help you feel full so you don't eat the junk. Walnuts specifically are high in ALA omega-3 fatty acids, which are fantastic for your brain. The longevity dose seems to be about a small handful a day. Just make sure they are raw and unsalted. The protein paradox. Now we have to address the elephant in the room, the meat. This is where the audience gets confused. Dr. Attia says, eat high protein to build muscle. Dr. Longo says, keep protein low to avoid cancer growth pathways. Who is right? Actually, both of them are right, just for different stages of life. Dr. Longo argues that when you are young and middle-aged, high animal protein raises IGF-1, a growth hormone that can accelerate aging. But he also admits that once you hit age 65, your body becomes inefficient at processing protein and you start losing muscle rapidly. At that point, you must increase your protein intake to avoid becoming frail. So, what is the middle ground? What is the food they both agree on? Fatty fish and legumes. Both camps love salmon, sardines, and anchovies. They are high in protein, but also rich in omega-3s, which protect the heart and brain. They are the Switzerland of the protein war, neutral ground. And for the plant side, lentils and beans. They provide the protein without the high IGF-1 spike of a steak. If you are confused, stick to the middle. Fish, beans, and lentils are the safe zone where all the experts meet. The poison list. We've talked about what to add. Now we have to talk about what to subtract. These are the 3 ingredients that Attia, Sinclair, and Longo would essentially slap out of your hand. First is liquid sugar, specifically fructose. If you walk into Dr. Peter Attia's kitchen, you will not find soda or orange juice. Liquid fructose is functionally a liver toxin. When you drink juice, you are hitting your liver with a tsunami of energy. Your liver can't handle it, so it turns that energy immediately into fat. This leads to insulin resistance, the first domino that falls before type 2 diabetes. Dr. Sinclair adds that high glucose levels literally gum up the machinery of your cells, a process called glycation. The rule is simple. Eat the fruit, don't drink it. Second is the naked carb. This is a concept Dr. Attia emphasizes. A naked carb is a starch eaten alone on an empty stomach, like a bowl of cereal or plain toast. When you eat these alone, your blood sugar rockets up. What goes up must come down. You crash, get hungry, and age faster. The rule is to always dress your carbs. If you are going to eat pasta, Eat a bowl of broccoli first, or eat it with salmon. The fiber and protein create a barrier in your stomach that slows down the sugar absorption. Third is processed meats. We are talking about salami, pepperoni, and hot dogs. Dr. Longo is incredibly strict about this. The World Health Organization classifies processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen. These meats are often packed with nitrates and preservatives that damage the gut lining. If the meat comes from a factory and not a farm, and if it can survive on a shelf for 6 months, don't eat it. The conclusion. The world of nutrition is noisy. People are fighting over plants versus animals. But while they fight, the true experts have quietly agreed on the basics. You don't need a PhD to follow their advice. You just need to return to the fundamentals. Get your liter of olive oil, buy the frozen berries, roast some broccoli with mustard seed, eat the salmon and the lentils, and stop drinking sugar. Living to 100 isn't about one magic pill. It's about doing the simple things consistently for decades. If you start adding these foods to your cart this week, you aren't just buying groceries, you're buying time. Please like and subscribe.